Hello again and welcome. This on-demand video will focus on configuring and managing the navigation menu in your Napa Valley College SharePoint-based website. The navigation menu is the list of links that's created over here on the far left side of your site, right here in this green menu, and it's managed differently than your web pages and any other content on your website. As we go through this video, we'll be reviewing some of the best practices for web usage, along with reviewing the skills that you're going to need to work with that feature. So to get started, we want to go to the gear, and we want to go down to our site settings. And under the look and feel category, we want to find the item called navigation right there at the bottom. When you click on that, it gets you to the navigation settings. First thing to do is confirm that the defaults are correct. You want to make sure that it says display the same navigation items as the parent site at the top, and you don't want these two check marks. That's what adds this menu across all of your web pages. And then in the current navigation, you want to make sure that it is set to structural navigation here at the bottom, and you only want it to show pages. That controls this part of the navigation here, the green menu. Down in the structural navigation sorting area, you want to make sure that it's set to sort manually. You can choose to have it sort automatically and then give it the criteria for how it's going to sort by title in ascending or descending. Generally, though, we recommend that you keep it in sort manually so you can control what it shows. Okay. Now, the items themselves are controlled here in the editing and sorting area. And you'll notice that there's a stack of them. There's one of them that's right in the middle, and that's the only one that's actually showing here. The reason is that these links were automatically created as soon as I created my web pages in my site. So once I create a new page and check it in, it puts a link here. But I can choose to hide, you'll see these say hidden, or show the pages that that menu contains. So you can see here I could change the setting up here. It says hidden, I have show as an option. Now it converts over, I have hide as an option. So I can choose to hide or show the links that are automatically created. Something to keep in mind is that the names of these links cannot be changed. Not here. These names are controlled by the page title. So if you need to change the name of this link, you're going to want to modify the page title. You can reference our Working with Pages video or the Working with Pages documentation to see how to do that. Okay, so that's the first kind of link and the basic way that you would manage them. Okay, you can also change the sort order for ones that you have shown. So let's say I decided to show these top three. Now I want this one to be at the top of the list. If I were to say OK now, you're going to see that it's not. It's at the bottom of the list. So if I go back to my navigation and I click on that link and I move it up in the list, now I say OK, you can see that it has moved it up in the list. Okay, so let's go back in and work with that some more. So over here, look and feel, navigation. A second kind of link that we can display in this area is a manually created link. To add links manually, I use the Add Link button. For the title field, I can call the link whatever I want. I'm a fan of just keeping it simple, so we're going to stick with Google. We've been using that kind of all over the place. The URL, I type in the URL. And we've mentioned this in other videos. Since this is a link to an external website, because of how users tend to visitors rather tend to interact with our websites, we want to open that link in a new window. And when we're working with the navigation field, the description and audience targeting we really don't use, so you can leave those blank. You'll notice that now that I've clicked OK, that Google link has appeared, but it has a very different icon. It's got this wireframe globe and the chain. That is what tells me this is a manually created link. And I can click on that link and I can edit the title and URL since it was manually created. So remember that. An icon of a page with a globe, automatic. You have to change the page title to modify it. Icon of this wire globe with a chain, manually created by somebody somewhere along the line, and you can edit those. Okay, so those are the two different kinds of links. There's a third kind of item we can show here in our navigation called a heading. I would add headings so that I can group these things in little subcategories. So if I add a heading, And this is a great first heading. You'll see I've just chosen to do it all lowercase. I can add a URL to it, but since this is going to be a grouping, I'm going to opt not to in this case. So there we go. It's now created a heading at the bottom of my list. But wait, what I wanted was to take these 3 links here and put them under that heading. Okay, I can move them. I'm using the Move Down button, just like I did before. You'll see it's staying at a top level. When I get to the heading, now it indents and it becomes part of this heading grouping. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same with this manually created link. You can see it moved down. And then I'm going to take this last link and I'm going to move it down. So there it's part of the grouping. And I'm going to choose to show all of these links now. So I'll have 3 top-level links, a top-level menu, and 3 grouped links. When I click on OK, my navigation menu preview, here you can see they've indented and become a subgrouping. And when I click on the link to get back to my welcome page, you'll see that, just as expected, link, link, link. The heading has gone to 2 rows here. It is not active, and then the 3 links are active underneath. So that's the basics of managing the links that are there, creating new links, creating headings, and working with them to move them up and around. Now, what you want to remember is that this navigation menu should link to web pages. And the more links you have here, the less effective each link is. We recommend that you not exceed 12 total links. 8 to 10 is generally right where you want to be. If you start getting to that 11, 12, you might want to rethink how you're structuring your website and make sure that your web pages are such that they're filtering traffic down to more specific areas so that within 3 to 5 clicks, users can get to everything that you want them to get to. And again, it's really important to remember that these are for web pages. You don't want to use these for direct links to a form or direct links to just one single resource like a video or a calendar. Generally, you would want them to go to a web page, and then here in the text of the web page is where you would put links to the documents and the calendars. If there is a link that you think is really important that needs to be right here on the front page, that's what these summary links are for. And you can go back and review the summary links video or documentation to get more information about using this particular feature. So that covers using your navigation, configuring it, adding links, and managing them. Thanks for watching.